Welcome back to Reality and Chill with Nishi and Kenny. We are covering Summer House, the new season 10.
We are
Wow, I'm
10
actually loving
years
it so far,
in
and we're
to
only two
Southern Summer
episodes
House.
in.
Yeah, 10 years, hey?
I know. Where has the
10
time
years of
gone?
the
I mean, 10 years,
Hamptons.
it's a long time. It's actually a long time. We've kind of seen them grow up, haven't we?
Yeah, we really have. I really have missed Paige. You know, I'm not the biggest fan all the time of Paige, but I think with the breakdown of Kyle and Amanda's relationship, I wish Paige was in there because she would call out Kyle's crap so well this season. So that's the biggest thing I've noticed is like Amanda, I really dig her energy right now. She's there smoking her spliffs. She's so checked out and like he has no power or hold over her anymore. And it's just a matter of timing, right? And we know
Right.
that they are breaking up, but he has lost that control. And the way he's behaving is like a child that's lost its kind of lollipop or something.
Yeah. He is absolutely, yeah. And you're right. She's so checked out. Like, She's I actually think she's gonna move on really quickly because she's so checked out, you know what I mean? She in her mind, she's already out, so I wouldn't be surprised if we, see her with someone pretty soon. Um,
Common pattern that we see with women. We've talked about it before. They will give and give and give. And then once they're broken, like there's nothing left. Like that's it. And what's really tragic is that part of the relationship, I don't think it can be rebuilt because it's so far gone that there's just nothing left. And there's just this kind of almost contempt.
yeah, and it's so frustrating because I find it frustrating this season watching Kyle yet again be and play the victim. Like, straight in episode 1 and 2, he's already oh, no, it was episode 1. He's already right in front of, like, a couple of meters away from Amanda, airing out their dirty laundry, just dumping that all
When
to the
he
boys.
left the dining table, pushed down the chair, it's the same old routine. It's so ridiculous. So
It's so
ridiculous.
dramatic, and I feel like, to be honest, I was actually thinking, I reckon if it wasn't for this show, I don't know whether they'd have kept everything going as long. I feel like this show kind of kept their relationship going in a weird way. Um
There was a funny, like I was watching a comedian that I like, and he was like saying, what's really interesting is watching couple that only have one thing in common and then seeing how long they can drag it out for. Like they're not actually well. And that really resonated with me because I'm like, yeah, with these two, I mean, they've got more than one thing in common, but it literally is they are not well suited, like on a more, like I said, she's an introvert, he's an extrovert. He likes to obviously go out all night. She's more a homebody. These are critical things that actually really matter in a relationship because yeah, you saw that as well on, Vanderpump Rules with that relationship breakdown with Tom, like the early days of that relationship breaking down as well. Like she was more a homebody and he wanted to be out all night long. And who wants a boyfriend if you're in that stage of life where you're truly ready to just be more homely, like Craig is, like, then the last thing you want in your 40s or a boyfriend that's in his 40s is that he's getting home completely wasted at 4 a.m. in the morning. Like, it's so obvious. Like, there's nothing to argue about here. There's nothing to discuss. Like, Kyle, you're in the wrong. Like, that's it.
Like, but it's like, how has he not he's never once listened to what she's had to say. Like, she's not like, this has been year after year, like, it's a broken record. She doesn't like it. Change. Like, at least try for a 6-month period. Like, it's just, he will not change, and I just don't like that now he's flipping the script and blaming it on her and saying, "You know what? She's smoking every night and da 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 da," and she's been going through anxiety and depression. And which, how can you just blame it on her? And it's like that I see the way she's behaving as secondary to the to his behavior, if that makes sense. it's like that's a flow-on effect later, but he's making it out like it's the root cause, which I don't see it
No,
that
of
way, but
course. This is what he's doing, but it's so obvious to everybody that's got half a brain. We can see
right.
it. We see you, Kyle. We see the fact that you've just there was a couple of seasons ago where he was making an effort and they were getting along really well. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I know there was a podcast where I was listening and they were saying in a way, it's like he can change for a short period of time. Like, something dramatic will happen or whatever, he'll change for a short period of time. Their relationship's good, but he's always gonna go back to his old ways. And I think that's just who he is. And rather than just owning who he is, and then maybe this relationship should never have got to marriage type of thing, if he just owned it, like, "This is who I am, I'm never gonna change, we're not actually aligned." Instead, they've had to drag this whole thing out, and he will just carry on being who he is. Like, he's not gonna change. And
You
in a
know what?
way, yeah, he doesn't have to. You just don't drag somebody along on the journey then.
The other side of it is, and maybe this is a bit controversial, it's it's both ways because I Amanda knew who he was from day dot. Nothing's changed. He was always the party boy. He was never going to settle down. A part of it I do kind of put on her because I'm like, hold on a minute. Why would you go down this path if considering the history? Like, why would you do that to yourself? You know what I mean? Read the signs. There were red flags after red flags, but she turned a blind eye to it the way I see it. Or she thought he was going to change. And I get it. She loved him, but it's like the writing was been on the wall. Like to have gone through it for so long, gone through marriage and everything. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're both to blame.
Love does not conquer all. Like, they are clearly an example of that because they were really in love. But yeah, all her friends warning her before she got married. There's been plenty of red flags, but I think when you're in love and you're young, you know, it's tough. But I'm with you on that, Nish. I think this is why these conversations are so important to actually go, you know what? Are we really compatible? Like, let's use this example of Kyle and Amanda, both kind of fun, cool people, but let everybody learn from this. It doesn't work. If you're somebody that is naturally just such an extrovert, which he is, and he's such a people person, and I agree with you. Rather than him, what's so frustrating about this is the fact that he's now trying to project this onto Amanda when it's been the same problem the whole time, and that's showing a real ugly side of his nature. Him doing all this under the breath, passive aggressive stuff. Like, ugh, it's so
Not cool.
gross. It's such an ugly feature of his, which it's kind of like this spoiled brat part of his
Yeah,
personality, isn't it? It sort of
absolutely.
shows that he's growing up, yeah, with real entitlement, and it really comes out at these times. It's so gross to watch. Um, and Amanda is still such a softie, though you can see that there's nothing left, but she's not necessarily trying to really poke the beast. It doesn't seem to me like she's purposely, like you can see some couples when they break down, like it can get like that narkiness, but
Nasty,
she's
yeah.
not really being narky. She's just checked out.
Mm. Yeah, it feels like she's just more, like, annoyed and just rolls her eyes, and she's almost numb to it. She's like, "Oh, here we go again, Kyle being
Yeah,
Kyle." You know, she's very much like that. I
yeah.
couldn't believe the story that she said that Kyle fell asleep at a fan's house and didn't come home till 6 a.m., and she's just so numb to it, and it's like, "What do you
Yeah,
mean? Come
yeah.
on, man." That's so bad. This is why I feel like it's so important in relationships to have to listen to your close friends, you know,
Mm.
because they have a bit of outside perspective. I'm sure if she spoke to any person, her mum, her dad, her best friends, before she, got married and stuff like that, all of them did say actually remember Paige,
They all did. No,
they
no,
all
all
said
of
it.
them. Her dad was completely anti it.
He was too,
Her best friends, like Paige was literally brought her aside. Hannah and her relationship broke down because
because of
of
it.
all
You
of this. Yeah. Like,
You
it's
have
no,
to
all the friends spoke up.
You have
Yeah.
to listen to that, and I think that is so, like, invaluable, that type of advice, because they want the best for you, and they can see a lot more clearly than you can see when you're in a relationship. It's just, you to ignore that, I personally feel like is silly, but a lot of people do it, I guess,
A lot of people ignore, and it's like the first step then of them being isolated, right? If it's a really negative relationship. So really good call out, Nish, because yeah, you depending I mean, with the assumption that you've got positive family and positive friendships,
yeah.
then yeah, that advice. Because you can also get the jealous friend or,
No,
the
yeah.
one that's trying
It
to, so but yeah, in her case, quite clearly, her dad was right on the money from the get-go, as is
yeah.
her friendship group. He's just a Peter Pan. It's these Peter Pan men that are really comfortable in the teenage boyish years. They don't really wanna, evolve from there, and I really love it how Amanda called it out. It was like as soon as she wanted to do something for herself, he responded by going, "Well, I'll just be a DJ then." So this started as a joke, a reaction to her just wanting something for himself and like him wanting to completely have her 100% on Loverboy. At the same time, the way he was managing his business was pissing other people off. He, as Amanda said, it was always meant to be a startup and then you keep it moving. But he got so his identity was so tied in with Loverboy, he didn't want anybody to buy into the company. He got greedy. There was a whole bunch of other stuff going there. All she wanted was something outside of Loverboy, and that's how he's responded now is the DJ thing. And now he's been able to wrap up a whole storyline with it in terms of for himself. Like he's created a narrative and a story that then makes the reason he did it is because he needed extra money because, he's had to put this 500K and it's just all bullshit. The whole thing is bullshit. Yeah.
Yeah. I also one thing that I feel like you have to be so cautious of is, um, when couples, like, work together and you have this Kyle has a little bit of that sort of not narcissistic, but, like, that sort of a bit of controlling, like, he likes to, he likes to be the head honcho, and he's done really well for himself, but then making Amanda quit her job, because 'cause I'm pretty sure it was him that drove that, right? Wasn't it him that wanted her to quit,
Yeah.
or would
Yeah, 100%. No,
yeah.
100%.
And then
This is
I
it.
that's not healthy. I disagree with, couples doing that, only because I feel like then what happens is she did lose her identity. Her thing then became Loverboy as well, and everything was Loverboy. She had nothing for herself, and this is why she wanted to break off and do the bikini situation, bikini business. But it causes a massive problem, and then yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it in so many relationships, and then there's a lot of resentment built up between the two. So it's kind of like the girl's like resentful because it's like I don't have my own thing. I want my own thing. And then the guy's like, "Well, I'm running this business. I'm trying to make money. I need all hands on deck, but you're not doing anything else to contribute." But it's like, "Hold on, you told me to quit my job and
You can see it
you're
doesn't
part
even
of the
work
business."
with 2 good friends. We saw that with Carl and Kyle, let alone, like, a relationship. Like, yeah, she had her own career going, but he wanted the free services of her being able to do like, for him, it's like that labor, you're all in. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, that's gonna be sad and interesting to watch. It just shows the dark side of his character, which is a bummer because we all love him as well. Like he has been a really fun person, but I don't know how much longer it's fun when a guy's in his 40s now. You know what I mean? And um, I don't know. We'll see. I mean, every man and his dog's a DJ, as they say. We've got
Wait,
you
what did
know
you say? Every man and his
different
dog's
people of
what?
all ages now a DJ. Like Meredith
Oh, yeah.
from Salt
Yeah,
Lake
yeah, yeah,
City.
yeah.
You
Mhm.
know, yeah, it was sort of I think Erica Jane was the one that was saying it in Beverly Hills, but it's true, so but, I mean, he's out, like, actually getting gigs, getting paid, late nights and all that. Who knows? So,
So,
okay, let's talk about Carl because I think this is the most attractive he's ever looked on any season.
yeah. Yeah. He's attractive. He's a good-looking guy. He's coming in this season wanting to be a part of the mix, which I find
He's
really
got a different
interesting.
energy. He like
He
all
does.
that running and stuff, it's like he's matured into himself. And like before we are saying he's too vulnerable. I'm uncomfortable watching this part of
Right.
his journey, like that healing part of his journey. Like as soon as he come on, I was like, wow, different energy. He's so matured. He's so in a positive space, it feels. And
Yep.
yeah, I'm just really digging him now. It's not awkward for me to see that wounded animal, you know? Like I feel like it's really good to see. He feels like a nice, good, wholesome story of the show. So
I know. Yeah, he's definitely come around as well. Like, I just feel like this year is maybe his year. He's not questioning himself. He's a lot more confident. You can tell, like, he's been sober for a couple of years now. He's got his I wonder if he has his soft bar business. He still does. His soft bar. Um, and I think it took him a bit of time to find his new identity, and it feels like this is the first year that he's really, sort of solidified that and comfortable in his new skin.
yeah, exactly. And thank God he's not with Vanita. Like the fact that there was that kind of flirting relationship going on there. And then he sort of threw out that he was considering moving to Charleston. It's like, God, that's the worst place for you, Carl.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, anyway, it's a really good news story for me. I'm really pleased about that. And then I suppose if we're bringing up Carl, we really should sort of drop in Lindsay. Do you know what I love about this niche is our very first chat when we decided to talk about the podcast we love, we're at the end of Southern Charm. And I'd sort of mentioned the
Oh,
cognitive
sorry.
dissonance of Lindsay thinking that nothing's gonna change and she had the big belly, and I was just, like, crying laughing at the fact that she was like, "Hey, yeah, I'll be on the next Southern Child," but, yeah, just the way she still slotted in is great. Having that conversation with Sierra, they used to hate each other. It's amazing to see how that friendship has developed, and, yeah, we get to see Lindsay again, which is pretty awesome.
She's making it work for her. I think, yeah, she definitely obviously sees the business side of it and she's like, I need to make money for my girl. I think she sees the value in that. And I don't think she's going away. Have you seen that there is going to be a new show called In the City with
I have
Lindsay, Kyle?
heard,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah,
So,
so, I
mm,
exactly. So I think that's gonna be great, and they need an in the city. It makes sense. Like, yeah, I think that's good, you know, like, there needs to be because there's so like we say, it's 10 years. There's 10 years I've known these people, so I don't wanna
yeah.
just lose them because it's no longer suitable to have, like, a summer kind of play date in the Hamptons. That makes more sense. Like they're matured, they've moved on. But I really want to see New York. I want to see, like I did with Next Gen. It's so fun to see that backdrop. I mean, it's
Yeah.
just such a cool city. And yeah,
Literally one of the coolest cities, isn't it? So,
yeah.
yeah, I agree. It'll be cool. And we need the 2.0. This is definitely approaching its expiry date for this cast anyway. Whether they it's like The Valley as well. This is why they created The Valley. We need the 2.0.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, no, I agree. Well, I had to write down the new people's names, but yeah, and it's a good way to transition, right? So let's get some newbies in, see how they go, see how they form, see if the audience loves them.
Yeah, well, there's
Um,
4 of them. Hey, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, exactly. Is it like Ben, KJ, Bailey, and Levi? Yeah, 4.
Yes. Who should we start with? Oh, should we start with Ben?
Yeah, I think I love to watch him watch how what a moron Kyle's being, and that's been fun for me to observe him that way. I quite like Ben. I wasn't sure initially, but yeah, over the last couple of episodes, I think he's a pretty cool guy. What about you?
I
He
love
definitely has a crush on Amanda, for sure.
He definitely has a crush on Amanda. I just love that we've got an Aussie in Summer House and
Yeah.
he's from Melbourne.
Yeah.
How cool is that? I was just
That
like,
is
it's
cool.
kind of nice seeing hearing a familiar accent, and he's a very good looking guy. He's got these, gorgeous blue eyes. I think he's a really cool addition to the mix. The girls love
Yeah.
him with his accent. He's
I like that
charismatic.
I like that he had a religious upbringing as well. So instead where they got that real kind of other guy that just wasn't a fit for the crew, it's kinda nice to have a wholesome guy on there.
Yeah, and I like that they were kind of friends beforehand and gone to the wedding and stuff like that. It's good when there's a bit of, like, it's important to have that sort of connection, I think, coming in, like a bit of history. It makes for a bit more of a seamless transition. So, yeah, he seems really good. I really like him, and I actually wanna see what happens with him and Amanda. Like, nothing, I don't know if anything actually happens, but, even
Well,
the flirtiness.
Amanda with her knickers and bras on that were a bit see-through when she went. I reckon that's why Kyle got triggered, is because there is some true chemistry there, and he
Agree.
can't handle it. He just can't handle it.
Agree.
Yeah,
I agree, because otherwise it's funny because in the confessionals, Amanda said, "We've done this for 10 summers. Why is he all of a sudden,
exactly.
got his back up?" And it's 100%. Obviously, their relationship's in the most vulnerable state that it's been in, and this guy, Ben, they've gone skinny dipping before, and so it's kind of bordering on
Yeah.
that again, and it's
But
yeah.
Kyle would not hesitate to take his clothes off and consider Amanda's like, come on. Again, the
This is what I
hypocrisy,
d
my trigger.
hypocrisy, absolutely, and it's just like, yeah. Can't. Anyway, crazy.
KJ, I wrote down yawn.
Did you?
He's
He's a bit
very good
yawn,
looking
but
though. He's very
he's
good
very
looking. Like he's the best looking guy I think in the cast.
yeah,
Um,
he's a model. I I kind of like seeing him. I know he's a bit yawn and he's not very, like, party boy like the other ones, but I liked seeing he's got a bit of, that feminine energy to him. He's been around girls his whole life. I kind of liked his conversation with Sierra. I feel
with
like he was the
Sierra.
first person to break her down and just, like, get her to actually open up and be vulnerable, which is very hard with Sierra, and, I kind of liked that actually. I thought he was interesting in that way.
Yeah, he was authentic. I actually had the same read from that as well. I thought initially I was like rolling my eyes, but then I could actually see when he was talking about his mum and da 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 and then nursing, and I thought that was really sweet. Yeah, I agree. But just overall, he may take a couple of seasons. You know what I'm like. I can flip on people pretty quickly, but right now it's a yawn. Um,
Yeah.
Bailey, I love.
Oh, she is really good, and I think she'll do well.
Yeah, she's
I think
quirky enough, right? So she's just a very quirky kind of personality type, and I like it wouldn't be the first you wouldn't necessarily think that would fit straight away, but it fits really well, and I think great. Like, yeah,
wait,
she's a
which one's
star in the
which?
making.
Is Bailey the which one's the blonde?
I thought that was Bailey. I may have got Levi and Bailey back to front, have I?
No, you're probably right. I just wanted to double check. So Bailey's the blonde, and
Let's
then
just call them long hair, short hair, or something. Newbie long hair. I like her. She's funny, and then
oh yeah,
newbie short hair is very quiet currently, but I can tell it's going to be super cool.
she's cool and quirky. I like her, Levi.
Yeah. I think they're
Uh,
both quirky. They're both kind of quirky and yeah,
yeah.
I like that. I like that they're not just too cool for school or anything like that. They really are and Bailey particularly if I've got the right name there, but long hair newbie, she's pretty vulnerable. Like she's put it out there. She doesn't take herself too seriously. Yeah, I'm a bit of a fan of hers already, which is great. They need that.
Yeah, absolutely, and I kind of like that they go off and have their little conversations about it because it's kind of like what we're thinking, but they're trying to catch up with, like, the
Yeah,
dynamics of the group, and it's really sweet, and they're young, they still wanna party, which is the vibe of Summer House, um,
exactly.
so, yeah, no, I really, really like them, I think they'll be really cute, and who else is there? Oh,
Well,
Jesse
West,
Solomon
yeah,
and
well, we
Wes.
need to talk about West and the fact that West and Sierra may make out this season.
The fact that West what?
Like, I would have thought hell would have to freeze over before Sierra would ever make out with West again.
I
But
know.
I don't know if it's just a teaser or what, but the possibility that because, I was thinking about this, West, we said, like, the fame got to him, right? So then that got to him, and now he's probably balanced out a little bit and realizes maybe what is a bit more of a meaningful thing, perhaps. I'm
Yeah.
really open to that possibly being a storyline.
Yeah, watch this space. It
Mm.
definitely caught me off guard because I always see Sierra flirting with Jesse, so I actually thought maybe those 2 would hook up. It's interesting because apparently, you saw Jesse actually ask Wes, like, "Would you be funny about us
Yeah.
potentially?"
I mean, well, Jesse, I don't know, like, Jesse and Sierra, I feel like it's more like brother sisters, but yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Really? I feel like they're
Yeah.
constantly flirting.
I think they are constantly flirting, but I think that's just Sierra playing with him like a cat with a mouse.
Right.
Mm,
How funny is Jesse trying to be the 3rd bed the bed bug, trying to be the new
yeah.
Paige?
Yeah, I know, it's really
He's
cute.
he's loving it. He wants the
He's
goss.
so fun. But yeah, and then Amanda sort of jumping in on that, and Kyle just not at all happy, like talking under his breath and being a real brat. It's a good season. I'm really enjoying it. I think it's a great new cast members. I'm glad that they haven't done like the newbies suddenly getting straight into a romance. Like, hopefully everybody's learnt that is not the
Oh,
path for your first season. We'll see
Lexi.
though. Mm.
Lexi. I'm actually surprised that Lexi didn't come back. Like, she was only
Ye-
a 1 season
Yeah. Yeah,
wonder.
that she
Like,
chose that. Yeah.
she chose that. I'm surprised, but good on her.
Yeah.
She's doing well. She's out and about now.
She is. I
Yeah,
really like Lexi, so as
I
you
really
know,
like
so
her as
yeah.
well. I think her career's going well. So, yeah, new season, but, a lot seems to unfold this season. Watch this space.
10 years, it's epic. We're literally, yeah, I'm really happy that one, it's like a full circle for us on this podcast. We are now beginning a season that we started this podcast at the end. So our first year will be wrapping up, Nish, where we go, okay, do you know what I mean? Like, it'll be like, wow, by the end of this season.
Oh my gosh, I know, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
it's
We al
nuts. So
Hey,
that's kind of cool.
we always said our first year is,
Learning.
is a pilot. So
Yeah.
now we're in the rhythm now.
Yeah, exactly. It's super cool. I love it, Nish. Love
Love
you.
it. Love you
Very good.
too.
All
Chat
right.
soon.
Bye. See ya.
Bye.